Today, I'm opening up your unfixable slimes and seeing if I can bring them back to life. Let's get started. Okay, so the first package we received was this one. It came with a fragile sticker on and it was packed up pretty nicely. It was wrapped in tissue paper and they gave us a hand sanitizer. Now, I'm not entirely sure why they gave us a hand sanitizer, whether it was because the slime was dirty, but this slime needed fixing. I should probably mention that all of these slimes were sent in by subscribers and I asked them to send me their worst slime, no matter how bad it was, and I would try and fix it. So because they could have sent me anything, I'm wearing gloves. Now, my first impressions of this slime was it either looked like murky water or honey. But I pulled it out of the container, which was actually kind of cute. And the texture of this one wasn't terrible either. It was kind of just like a thick putty. I knew instantly that the first stage in fixing this would be getting all of the little bits of dirt out. I don't know what this was, but there were a few little black bits in it, so I just went around and picked them out of the slime. Once that was done, because the texture of this was pretty good, I knew I just needed to change the color. I split the slimes up into two and added some neon pink dye. I was really hoping that the neon pink would take away the gross color, and it did. After literally a splash of pink dye, the slime was done and was already 10 times nicer than the one I received. Sorry. The neon pink was kind of giving me a cotton candy vibe, so I dyed the other half blue and I didn't even need to use all of it. This dye was strong. Now that they'd both been dyed and looked great, I knew I didn't really need to do much more. So I cleaned out the old container that it came in and just picked out the remaining bits of dry slime that must have dried on the way. I layered the two slimes on top of each other in the container because I knew that these would look so nice after they'd sat for a while and blended. Now, I let this sit for 4 days in the sun, and it probably wasn't the best idea, but the result was actually pretty cute. The blue part had kind of lightened, and I think it's to do with the dye I used, but the pink seemed to have brightened. I don't actually think this slime was unfixable, and I honestly didn't think the original was too bad either. It was just a little bit dirty and didn't look the cutest. But how do you think I did? I kind of only really added dye, but I feel like it looks so much better. Now, the next package we have is a little bit suspicious. Underneath it, as I peeled it away, I could see that the slime had kind of leaked and the mailer had stuck together. I pulled it together and the package was filled with some filling. I just took the slime out and this one was called Blue Unicorn and it was definitely blue. And it also came with this little baggie of slime. I opened this up and I was starting to think I wouldn't be able to fix this. There was definitely some hair in it, along with some chunks of I do not know what, and another little bag of slime inside. Now, I really didn't know where to start with this one, but I thought maybe getting the slime out the little bags and mixing them in it would be a good start. As I opened these, I kind of started to realize they might not be slime because they felt kind of gummy and oily. Once they were all in there, I didn't really know what to do other than just mix it together and maybe try and add some activator. And the more I mixed without even adding activator, the slime kind of came together. So maybe those little bags weren't slime. I did end up adding some activator to bring it together, and it eventually formed some sort of slime. I'm not sure what type of texture this would be classified as, but I knew we needed to add something else, and I thought instant snow would be perfect. And because the texture of this was quite watery, I knew that the instant snow would absorb this and hopefully turn it into a cloud slime. It did take a while to mix in, and at first the snow wasn't really going into the slime, but the more I mixed it, honestly, the better it became, and as you can see, it turned into the most satisfying and fluffy cloud slime. I was seriously so impressed with how this turned out. I can't believe the blue slime with the bags and hair in turned into this. Now that the texture was sorted, I knew that I needed to spice it up a little bit, so I found these adorable little stingray charms and this really pretty mermaid sprinkle mix. I topped it off with some glitter, and this was the finished unfixable slime. I was honestly super proud of how this one turned out because I was really starting to question if I'd even be able to fix it, let alone turn it into this. Okay, so this next one actually was the first package to come in a box, and this one was actually really securely packaged. It was filled with packing peanuts and the slime was just surrounded by them. It took me a while to get this open, but once I got it out, I could see that the slime was some sort of cloud texture. I opened this up and my first impressions were, I am not sure if this is really as bad as unfixable. I started playing with it and everything seemed fine. It was kind of sizzly, but it just didn't really feel normal, and the more I played with it, the more I realized why they might have sent this in, because this has to be the stickiest slime. I have ever played with. And to anyone thinking, it's okay, just add some activator. Activator would not fix this. It was like super glue. You'll probably think I'm insane for this, but the first thing I did was actually add more glue. The reason for this was because I had activator on my gloves, and the slime was still sticking. I needed something that would at least activate with more activator. How many times do I need to say activator? And then I added some more activator. Now this fooled me, because I thought it was working, and I was mixing it, getting it ready, and even had the confidence to take it out of the bowl. But I was so wrong, because the activator wasn't activating, and it took me at least 20 minutes to finally knead this and add more activator, until I finally formed somewhat of a slime. I could have called it a day and said it was fixed here, but the truth was it wasn't, and it needed something else, so I decided I'm gonna add some Daiso soft clay. Now this clay gives things a super soft and airy feel, and my thinking was that maybe this would help remove some of the stickiness, and it honestly did. It made such a creamy, smooth texture. Although it did take a while to mix in, the result was totally worth it. Now that we had the texture fixed, I knew I had to do something about the way it looked. It wasn't ugly, but I didn't put this much effort in to make a plain looking slime. I separated the slime into two and added some of the world's most pink pigment. Yes, you heard that, the most pink pigment. I mixed it all together and it looked so cute. I was ready to pack it up, but I didn't want to put it in the old container, so I gave it a brand new fresh container and swirled it in there. I wasn't gonna stop there though. I can't help myself from adding more things to it. So I decided to add some pink stars, glitter, and the cutest rainbow cloud charm. And I think this slime is officially fixed. I was so shocked at how sticky this slime was to start with, and the fact that the activator did nothing to stop the stickiness. I think I did an okay job though. It's not the stretchiest slime, but it's definitely soft and squishy, and I really enjoy playing with this one. Well, I guess this is the end of the video. I was so pleased I was able to fix these unfixable slimes and give them a whole new life. Looking at them side by side, you can totally see the difference I made, and I'm really pleased with how they turned out. My favorite probably has to be the cloud slime one we did, but let me know which one was yours. I'm going to be opening up my PO box again so more people can send me their unfixable slimes for me to fix. I can't wait to see what slimes you guys send my way, and I'm looking forward to the challenge of fixing them. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Until then, enjoy some satisfying slime ASMR.